Alright, we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to be playing as the Russians this time. So, same as before. Only this time we have a 3 aircraft air-to-air long-range F-18 flight flying north from Yellowknife to intercept our aircraft, which we have the Russian nuclear Tu-95 Bear bombers, a Tu-16 electronic warfare plane, and this time 2 flights of bandits, Su-30 SMs and Su-27 SMs. They'll probably have major differences, but playing as the Russians. We should also make sure we have our own aircraft thing. The Russians don't have this, but we're going to be pretending we have an equivalent flying over. Just so we're on equal footings. There are differences. The US E-3C has incredible range, sensitivity. Whatever the Russians have is not as good, including the radar systems on the Sukhoi 30 SM and the Sukhoi 27 SM. So they have difficulties picking up the F-18s until they're like right up against them. Hence why we were able to shoot them down with the missiles earlier. It's because they didn't see it until they had visual identification. We're going to launch, see what happens. I've also adjusted the audio, so hopefully it's not super loud and that you can actually hear me talking when I'm talking about stuff. Okay, yeah, perfect. So, like I said, the E-3C has already ID'd that. Let's show you what would happen if we didn't have that.
Secure the air search.
E-3C
Radar
should
eye.
disappear. I guess not. It's being detected, yes, by the E-3C. Which I thought I turned its...
Air search on. Radar eye. Secure the air search. Radar eye.
Hey, it takes a few seconds to disappear.
Air search on.
Whatever. Alright, let's go through the nuclear bombers. So this is the Tu-95 MS, or the Bear bomber. It's a modernized version, and it carries giant cruise missiles. In this case, the nuclear payload of the thermonuclear warhead. Range of 40, its minimum launch distance, and a maximum range of 1,300 nautical miles, and it flies at basically 550 knots, which is pretty quick. The actual thing is this guy. It's based on this. It can do the same thing. The anti-ship missile is the one that ends in AS. So we'll try that in the next video, but for now, let's determine how far away 1,300 nautical miles is. So basically, from where it is over the Arctic to like Edmonton, which is probably around here. Yeah, BC, that's the border. It'll make it to Edmonton. We do not want that. Alright, so the electronic warfare plane, the Tu-16 that's flying with the Bear bombers, is capable of detecting anything, ships, etc. on the ground, up to 174 nautical miles. It has its own radar warning receiver. The key thing is the electronic support measures. So on the aircraft, it'll detect enemy radar being used against it, and it'll kind of roughly tell you where it's coming from. It also has offensive countermeasures, which if we click the offensive ECM, yeah, it paints a cone in front of it where it will no longer have an effective ability to detect or lock on, etc. Alright, let's look at Bandit 1. This is the Sukhoi 30 SM. Bandit 2 is roughly identical. cruising at 544 knots. Let's get perfect. So cruising speed. Set cruising speed. Sensors are on. Beautiful. Let's advance time. It's game over if, let's go back to our rescue nuclear bombers. We have to draw a 1,300 nautical mile cone around it. Even more difficult than it looks like. Close enough. Alright, so as soon as it crosses into, let's say, the northwestern United States, that's where the American missile anti-nuclear deterrence stuff is based. If we fail to intercept it before the nuclear bombers or the Tu-95s make it to, let's say, here, we have failed. Mission objective has failed. They're able to get their payload off. Let's see.
Так точно.
It'll take a while. Let's go ceasefire.
Прекратить огонь.
I won't launch until I get to the mainland, because they need to be able to cross the border into the US and to get rid of the American nuclear deterrence. Let's assume that that's the objective of this mission, is the Russians are trying to start World War III. Nuclear Armageddon. It's the Cold War. It was a thing. Just messing with Windows. Alright, let's see. Advance time. As we said, this is the American AWACS, Airborne Early Warning Radar System. Looks at a pretty extreme distance of 400 something. 432 nautical miles. It doesn't detect anything within that range. Let's switch to Bandit 1. These guys have a pretty decent range. They realistically, in real life, they wouldn't have this much range, but the Russians do have air-to-air refueling capabilities, so they can probably just refuel this. I should actually Google that. I don't know if they do. Should be running into the F-18 soon.
Roger, turn, Roger, Roger, turn, 189.
Almost crossing the border. Bandit 1. Still no eyes on F-18s.
Roger, turn, 175.
Just to show what we're doing, let's launch.
Пуск. 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 Пуск.
Russians have just nuked Yellowknife.
Пуск. Пуск.
And the AI, for some reason, has done something. The F-18s are nowhere to be found.
Roger, turn, 181.
To determine what's going on, but at least this shows what's going on in the mission, roughly. Alright, where did the F-18s go? They were supposed to intercept Bandit 1, Bandit 2. Unless they went and joined up with
Roger, roger, roger. Turn
A3C.
143. Вас понял. Курс 168. Вас понял. Курс 293.
Alright, well I guess it's flying over Yellowknife. Let's get you right down to the ground.
Есть
1,000
занять
feet.
высоту. 1000. Есть занять высоту. 1000.
Yeah, these are the nuclear cruise missiles. Making their way to Yellowknife. Because apparently the CF-18s didn't intercept.
Потерян контакт с целью 7002.
Цель.
7002. Опознано как враждебный аэродром.
Aerodrome. Yeah, maybe the CF-18s landed. That's weird. There's the E3 Sentry.
Потерян контакт с целью 7002.
Is the aircraft. Yeah, Tu-16 electronic warfare plane. I'll just fast forward. This one has missiles in the air, it will only go 20 times.
Потерян контакт с целью 7002. Потерян
10
контакт
nautical
с
miles.
целью
It should start blowing
7002.
up anytime now. So, the rescues just nuke Yellowknife, or at least the airport. That's what they're trying to avoid. Yep. 1, 2. Where are the others?
Цель.
7002. Поражена!
Yep. Airfield destroyed.
Цель.
7002. Поражена!
Yeah, so mission failure. Let's go back to the... Something going on with the AI right here. This CF-18 flight is flying at 37,000 feet. Radar is on. Seasoned. No mission? Maybe that's the issue. But it's supposed to make its way north and intercept. And they should have intercepted Bandit 1 and 2. Let's go like this. Maybe they're getting distracted. Alright, so stores. Let's go medium. Try it again.
Новая.
Воздушная.
Цель.
There's theirs. There's ours.
Roger. Turn 188.
Alright, advance time. We should run into them now. There's nowhere for them to go, because I think they flew around and then decided to land. Advancing at 20 times. That has its surface search on. That has its surface search. That has... You don't need the surface search because we don't have any ground aircraft. Surface search is radar looking for ships, primarily, which we're going to include in the next video. But we should be able to spot the... Darn. There we go. Beautiful. There we are. So, it says radar echo. This is a fighter. And then the little number underneath it, 1.05 nanometer, whatever. That's coming off the Tu-16. So if we turned off the air search radar on this guy, with EM emissions. This is passive detection. So whatever radar they're shooting out, this EW plane is detecting it and showing an approximate location of them. So that is what that does. However, we want to turn yours on and yours on. Alright, radar 92 meter, 92 nautical miles. Bandit 1. So this R-77 has a range of 86. Pretty close. Single shot. Single shot.
Вас понял. Атакую цель 7000. 10. Вас понял. Атакую цель 7000. Вас понял. Курс 200. Вас понял. Атакую цель 7000. 10. Вас понял. Курс 193. Есть прекратить огонь.
Ракета пошла.
Yeah. So they're engaging. CF-18 is being engaged.
Вас понял. Вас
Switch
понял.
Bandit 1
Курс
to that. Bandit 1.
10. Вас понял. Вас понял.
Bandit
Курс
2. This has 53
193.
nautical miles. Semi-active radar with 45, so that one is not as cool. 43. Bandit 1, also engage your offensive ECM so they don't get tech tigs. So as you can see, the little red cones, that means the F-18s have fired on the Russians.
Вас понял. Атакую цель 7000. Вас понял. Атакую цель 7000. 10. Вас понял. Атакую цель 7000. Вас понял. Курс 216.
So we're going to have to start taking evasive maneuvers.
7000. 8. Уничтожено.
We're going to have to send you down to the hard deck.
Есть
Crash
занять
to
высоту.
200.
200. Множественно.
Crash to 200. Navigate. Max
Вас
speed.
понял. Развиваю максимальную скорость. Вас понял. Развиваю максимальную скорость.
If they don't fuck up. Chaff.
Есть
Chaff.
выставить помехи. Есть выставить помехи.
Цель.
7000. 10.
Alright, that's
Уничтожено.
why. So, in this case, Bandit 1, they're guiding the missile to that thing. They are...
Есть прекратить огонь. Вас понял. Курс 251. Прибыл на... Есть занять высоту. 200.
crushing the hard deck. What is going on with Bandit 1?
Вас понял. Вас понял. Курс 140. Вас понял. Курс 130.
Ракета приближается.
Прибыл на позицию. Вас
Bandit,
понял. Курс
what are you doing? You're guiding.
138. Есть
Ceasefire.
прекратить
Hurry the
огонь.
fuck up.
Вас понял. Включаю форсаж. Есть занять высоту. 200. Есть выставить помехи.
Цель.
7000. 9. Уничтожено. Вас понял. Курс
Yeah, so they were
143.
successfully... No. You're still almost about to get shot down.
Есть выставить помехи. Вас понял. Курс 210.
Watching chafe, going max afterburner, and letting flares off. Successfully allowed them to evade, along with the ECM. Oof. Sweet.
Вас понял. Курс. Вас понял. Вас понял. Курс 100.
Might as well go back to
Есть занять
37,000.
высоту. Вас понял. Курс. Вас понял. Курс 100. 80. Есть занять высоту. 30.
Bandit
Вас
1,
понял.
go
Курс
engage that
100. Вас понял. Курс. Вас понял.
AX.
Курс 100. 31. Вас
you,
понял.
make your way
Курс
north as
100.
well.
90.
Right, so, yeah, looks like the Russians were able to get through. At least that worked.